your name. I don't care what these people gon' do, what these people gon' say, what these people gon' bang. We out here making disciples, we in the world, but we can't be the same. Okay. So I went for my hand on the Bible, speaking the truth.
All right, and welcome back to Believe Ball Become. This will be episode 5. We're just going to be straight up honest. We're just here to have fun and talk, you know. We're not super prepared. We didn't schedule any. We got some things to talk about, but we didn't end up scheduling any interviews or anything.
If you want to be on, let us know.
Yeah, for real. Like, we really do just want to kind of talk with people, especially, you know, people we know, people we love, people that we've played with and hooped with. And,
against.
You know, especially, you know, against anybody that's, you know, former teammates, former, you know, high school, college opponents, like anything like that. You know, you just hooped against us. You have hoop dreams. Like, you just want to talk basketball. Let us know. We want to talk to people. That's what this is all about. So welcome back. We hope you're enjoying our adventure here on our podcast. We're just trying different stuff and having fun. I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I've watched a lot of ours over and over. And have had other people say that they've watched ours a couple of different times too. But, yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. And I'm pumped to be here talking today, even if you can't tell. It's 9 o'clock, so 2 practices. Been at 6 a.m. already today. I've been up a while, but still extremely excited to talk. And we got a bunch of stuff here like I kind of showed you to talk about. So we should be here for an hour, maybe?
Yep.
45 minutes, an hour?
Try to keep it right below an hour. But basically, we want to talk about our junior high team. We kind of want to talk about AJ, the high school team, and, you know, with Coach Blake working with them a lot, it's going to help out with that. And then we're going to go into some of our NBA takes, just kind of some, you know, random thoughts, some hot takes, some players we're enjoying, and then kind of going back over some of our NBA teams that we picked with Braden and seeing who's doing well in that. So, Blake, you want to kick it off for our first little part here about our junior high team? What are you thinking about our record so far?
Man, junior high ball it's all about development and accountability, holding the kids accountable. A lot of times whenever you're playing on the JV and the varsity junior high team, it's your first time ever being a part of a real organized team. You're coming from youth sports, so it's our job to introduce you to what it's like to be on a team and have responsibility and be held accountable. And a lot of times that's not as fun to the kids, but I think that you see in junior high basketball, a lot of times records don't really reflect how much they're actually learning and how much better they're getting and they're growing up. And that's really fun to be around. So, you know, is this our record right here?
Yes.
Our record's 4-8. I think 3 of those games that we've lost have been like, you know, right there. You know?
Yeah, 3 of them we were within. Yeah, 3 of those games we were within 5, and even 4 with a couple of them, and just it kind of got away from us in the end. Missed a couple shots, made a couple mistakes, and it snowballs. You know, they take advantage of our mistakes and, you know, have a couple extra losses, but. That Goreville tournament, it's always a challenge. Playing a lot of Class L schools, a lot of bigger schools, a lot of schools that, you know, are really focused on basketball, and a lot of kids who are focused on basketball.
And
so
their schedule's packed, like, and not throwing any shade against the teams we play, but we're not playing a lot of the same teams they're playing with the talent that they have. So not only playing them, but you know, starting the year there, it always seems kind of rough. I mean, I don't know that I've ever won more than 2 games there, and that's okay because it shows later on in the year whenever you start playing the teams that you're actually going to play whenever it comes time for regionals, which kind of leads us to where we are now. I really like where we are, you know, especially we had a couple close games recently again and was finally luckily able to come out on top on one of them. It was just a crazy game, and we happened to be on the winning side, but I do credit being in, you know, we got a game here where we were within 2 until like the last minute with Vienna, and then, you know, we lost by 3 to OLMC. We were in it with Cypress again and then ended up losing by 9. So these are all games that it just comes down to the little details, and I think that's what our kids are starting to figure out is the details really matter. I mean, our practice today was really good, and we didn't do much. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Had fun, did some offense, and I mean, a lot of transition. It was really good, I thought, you know.
Yeah, shot a bunch of free throws, you know, win and lose games on free throws.
And we've done that.
And then rebounding. That's been our Achilles heel and our biggest strength. You know, the games we win, we rebound. The games we lose, we lose the rebound battle. And it's, you know, I can't get Coach Heron out of my head. You know, 85-year-old coach, and every time on the defensive end, all you hear is rebound, Megan, rebound. And he's just sitting there in his chair, and he'll just pop right up. We got a rebound, Biggin. And so that every time now, that's all I could think of is like, wow, rebounds do really win and lose ball games a lot more than you could ever think. You know,
sure.
It's possessions. Like you don't get a stop until you get the rebound. And on offense, every time you get an offensive rebound, it's like that whole possession, that missed shot doesn't count. Like you still have the ball. It's basically an extra pass.
Yep.
So,
and for some reason, we like to let them get a couple offensive rebounds. So that's been our big focus lately, you know, and I know everybody else sees it, and, you know, our kids are starting to see it too. It's like, holy cow, when the shot goes up, we can't just, and I made a comment today in practice that some kids literally just kind of go like this. Oh, I better go get it now. And it's like, you had to have done something between when the shot was put up and when the shot hit the rim, whether that's actually boxing somebody out completely or making contact or, you know, chasing where you think it's going to go. And our kids are starting to realize that. So hopefully that'll reflect. I mean, it reflected our last game, but hopefully that'll continue to reflect in the future. We got, you know, one game tomorrow and then a break for a while. So
yeah, we'll have a week-long break after tomorrow, week and a half long break. And then we start conference, which kind of leads us into our next part. With our 4-8 record, getting the 4 seed, it's pretty good. We've played what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 conference games already.
Yep.
So I mean, and you know we've lost to the top 3 seeds. We lost all those games, but we gave 2 out of the 3 really good games, and all the way up to the end where a couple teams just hit a couple more threes or did a couple more things better than we did, and but we will be facing Anna again.
It always happens. I mean, even back to whenever me and Ben coached against each other, it's like we just played you guys, now we got to play you again, and I'm sure they feel the same way. You know, it's not, you know, it's kind of like a doubleheader or a back-to-back. You got to play this team again, and just thankful we don't have to play them 3 times because that's happened before in years where we play each other 3 times. It's like, holy cow. So the rivalry is definitely fun one game, but sometimes one game's enough. And now we go to that conference game, and, you know, you really don't know. Sometimes it's flipped in years. Like, I mean, we beat you guys at AJ that year pretty badly and then went to the conference game, and you guys beat us pretty convincingly. And so it's just like, it's a little nerve-wracking for coaches because sometimes the kids can go in there and be like, well, we already won the last game. You know what I mean? Because they're kids. We already won. It's not. We already got this in the bag, and any team can win on any given day. You guys know that. So we'll definitely be prepared, but that's who we play first. And I think, you know, willing that we win, we'll probably play Century. I don't see us playing who was the 8 seed? Was it Meridian? Yeah, I don't see us playing Meridian. So, but we do play them tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll see how they are. And, you know, those 4 or 5 matchups are obviously always a toss-up. And, I mean, the game literally we just played. We're recording this on 11/24. And we played that game.
The 22nd on Saturday.
The 22nd on Saturday. Yeah, today's a Monday. So. And
it was a very close game.
Barn burner.
Yep. Fun.
Free throws, rebounds were crucial.
Yep.
And
that's what those games that AJ should be about. And
yes.
You know, it was good for, you know. Luckily we won, but I mean, you know, it could have gone either way, and it. You know, I really feel like either way we would have been pleased. Like, that's a fun game to be a part of, and the energy's great, and. You know, it's not too hostile, but at the same time, there's a little bit of like, you know, hey, we really want to win for bragging rights. And you got the kids that you coached and the kids that I coached there, and they're watching the game. And, you know, it's kind of a full circle moment because it's kind of cool. So,
and the thing I was sitting there thinking while I was watching, I just kind of stood back for a second. I was like, we actually have like tall kids and athletes and guards and shooters. And like, the future of AJ, which we're going to get into here in a little bit, is very bright.
For sure.
Because, like, this 8th grade class with from us, sending up a Gavin McFadden and a Blake Wells, like
Yep.
those two guys are like, potential
dogs.
varsity
Yep.
guys, sophomore, junior year,
Yep.
let alone senior year. So, and
For
then
sure.
we have a bunch of guys that we're going to send up there. Even Cam Knieven, he'll definitely be a good little guard at the high school.
Yep.
Anna has a bunch of good athletes, a
For
bunch of
sure.
good shooters, some skill
For
guys.
sure.
Some,
Jordan Starr and Tyson Newberry, those guys really impressed me. Not that I expected them to be bad, but I hadn't really ever seen them, and so they
Yeah.
come out there and really come out and kind of show out kind of scared us for a second,
Yeah.
and I think it just comes down to experience. Once those guys get a lot of experience under their belt, they're going to end up being a lot better than they are now, obviously, because all of these kids are junior high kids. So, but really impressed by them. We're impressed by the 7th graders at Anna, like Jacoby and the other. I don't know a lot of those kids' names, so no disrespect to those kids. I don't coach those kids. But even our 7th graders and 6th graders, we don't have time to go through every one of their names. But like you said, there's a lot of potential, and we're excited and we love being around these kids. I wanted to start out with that, but we can circle
Ryder
around it
and
now.
The other big
At
kid
Lick
from
Creek.
Lake Creek.
Yep.
We're going to send up some size with this group.
For sure.
Plus guard play.
Yep.
The next year is a bunch of guard play and a couple bigs, and so it's like there's gonna be enough talent for AJ these next few years to
Generate some wins and
generate hope and generate that what we're trying to build, what we've been believing in for so long,
since
and
we were there.
and we're starting to see it like all form. Like even just us going through the AJ roster the other day is they got 30-something kids now, and it's like,
Is there anybody that is weak?
how is anybody going to play? Because
Yeah,
there's so many
everybody's so
people.
good.
Like you have 3 different guys in each class that could do the same thing or something similar, or they have their own unique skill set, and they have everybody's obviously got strengths and weaknesses, but it's just deep.
There's a lot of skill.
There's a lot of guys who
And
love
it's
to
tough
hoop and
to
love
put,
basketball.
it's tough to put it together as a coach, you know what I mean? To try to figure out lineups and figure out playing time and figure out who's going to fill in, where and who's going to play what. And you don't really figure that stuff out until you start playing, which we'll get to that in a second. We start playing tomorrow, but we can finish, talking about conference and our team. The only thing I really wanted to finish with is where we are now. I mean, we're having a lot of fun. Even today's practice was a lot of fun, and we wanted to focus on fun today, just kind of do some different drills the kids love to do. We had them diving out of bounds for loose balls and doing, pushing each other and boxing out drills in the middle of the circle. Just stuff that all kids, actually enjoy doing rather than sitting there watching plays. But just being around them and chopping it up and them talking about what they did after school today. And it reminds you of when you were a kid, and they're all great kids to be around. It's so fun. We've already had one team bonding. I'm sure we'll have one here soon. We hopefully want to go to an SIU game or something. So it's been a great group to be around. And, like I said, when we first started, I had to ask him, is this our record? Because I haven't even paid attention. It's been a lot of fun. So
On the way that we've grown through the season, it's obvious. There's no way you can't see it. And obviously every team's going to have shooting spells and slumps, and, you're going to play different competition. But, the way we're building is, we held probably the best player we've seen all year to 11 points through 3 quarters, and then he had a good fourth quarter. We played Egyptian, and we stopped their main guy, and their second guy goes for 24.
Yeah.
It's sometimes that stuff happens. Vienna, we lost to them by 30 points the first time we played them.
and had them by
It was a 2-point
Yeah.
game in the fourth quarter at one point.
even with a couple minutes left. I mean, we literally kind of gave it away at the end against them. And
OMC, we had that game won, and then one of their little guards hit 2 threes, and it's just flipped like that.
another kid had a ton of rebounds. So
Yep, one other kid just rebounded everything. Same thing for us against Anna. We got lucky. We had a couple shots late, had a couple things go our way, got the rebound, got a putback. They missed some free throws down the stretch. We missed a bunch of free throws down the stretch. And then, we just ended up just being able to scratch it out. So it's not talking any crap about Anna, because I was
for
impressed.
sure, yeah.
I was
They did
very
impress me.
impressed by all the guys there. And obviously I have a lot of love for all those guys, because those are all my guys.
And I truly believe that game would be so much different, when we go and play it here in a couple of days. It was a big part of it was just being in the atmosphere at AJ, and some of those kids are nervous, and some of those kids, it's their first time playing there, or their third or fourth time, ever being in the gym shooting. So like he said, a couple of different shots go a couple of different ways. I think a ton of their guys played really well and got shots they wanted, and they just didn't fall. And that has been us a lot of the time this year. So we feel for them, but we are definitely preparing to play them again because we know it's going to be another dogfight. So, but we can transition into high school basketball now. You can ask me questions or I can talk. I don't care. I mean, it's been fun too. That's my favorite part about the coaching thing is how much fun it is to be around the kids. And I might just say that because I'm young still, but it is so much fun. And there's so much great energy at Jonesboro and at AJ right now. And everybody loves to be there. And the practices are lit and the kids are lit and everybody's jumping up and down and excited. And that's what makes it really, really fun and gives us a bunch of hope that the culture is finally shifting because it's not always been that way. Not that practice was ever boring, but it's rare that all 30 and all 17 kids on a team want to be there and are really enjoying it and love practice. And so when you've got that atmosphere, it makes it really easy to do, and it gives you a bunch of hope for the future. So I think Ben's got our future pulled up here.
It's a baseline review.
Yeah.
It's, oh gosh, I should have looked at his name earlier. But he does these reviews for all the Southern Illinois teams, and it's actually really good. I like his stuff. He kind of goes over the Southern Illinois River to River Conference. That's what Conference Anna Jonesboro's in. Last year they finished 13-17, went 4-6 in the division, the Mississippi division of the conference. All 4 wins coming against DuQuoin and West Frankfort. All 6 losses coming against Pinckneyville, Nashville, and Benton, which are pretty obvious when you got Dr. Tedeschi and Nashville size, and Pinckneyville was amazing last year.
Nashville has another Ritzel,
Yeah, and so
last year Pinckneyville's pretty good. They sent, I think, 2 kids to college for sure. They might have sent another, but I know one kid went to Greenville and another one went to Wren Lake. So, Docker went to Colorado State. You're playing a lot of good teams. Ritzel's older brother went and played. Oh, I can't remember where he went and played, but he's a dog. So, my little brother.
I love the senior class from last year. Taj and Nayland and Trevor and all of them. That was a great group, but it was also a young group that was around them. A lot of juniors and a lot of sophomores playing a lot of big minutes. And when you do that, it's tough.
Yep.
I mean, I know that from my own experience, having no seniors and winning 5 games. So, they put some stuff together and they got some good wins, and they also lost multiple games by single digits.
For sure.
That's just a flip-flop or, having a young team and just making a couple mistakes, and those older teams will take advantage of that really easily. So,
especially in the river to river, especially at the high school level,
in this article, it even talks about how the River to River Conference made IHSA change to the 4-class system because at one point, out of the 14 years, 11 of the years, a River to River team won the SIU Super Sectional. And so it was like, man, that team it's impossible to come out of this conference without being beat up and being tested because you're playing some of the best teams in the state, let alone
with great
the
coaches,
region.
Great coaching, always,
Yeah, legendary coaches and coaches who were legendary players and,
college athletes, people
bunch
with
of
experience.
Bunch of people who love basketball around it, all the parents who used to play basketball there and, probably college. And, Nashville's always got 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", just across the board.
Yeah.
So it's always tough. But this team's a little different. This team has dogs. This team has shooters. This team has guys who are just there to do their job. There's not a lot of ego. Obviously, there's a couple kids. They're high school kids. Exactly. They're high school kids.
Is what
it's
it is.
Gonna
we
happen.
were like that, So. But you got to, because if you don't have that, you can't be a dog. You know what I mean? You got to have a little bit of that, I'm him. I'm gonna do what I got to do to prove that I am who I am and that I've put in the work. And I think that we have a ton of those kids. I mean, sitting here, we can talk about them. We don't have to talk about their skill set really. But I mean, Aiden, it sounds like the meme. Dog. But they all just love to work and go hard. Aiden, Foster, Dawson, Zay, Graydon, the 5 seniors, like they just love to get after it, and that's why our practices are so intense, and so there's so much energy. And then you go straight to the juniors. Caleb and Leon are on here. I saw Reed's name on here. I mean, there's 30 some odd of them, so don't expect me to remember every single person right off the rip right now.
But I mean, there's the sophomores. There's a
Yes.
bunch of guards in that sophomore class. There's a bunch of those tweener guys. You know, some of our wiffle boys guys.
Yep.
You know,
a bunch of guys we've all been around since we started coaching. I mean, you've been coaching a lot longer than I have, but Aiden, it's his senior year, him and Graydon, and they were my first group that I actually, got to coach out of high school. So we've been around these kids for a while, and it's a lot of fun. We've been watching them grow
I
up.
remember my first year helping coach you guys. Aiden would come down and be shooting around over on the side basket.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
I've
I
seen that
remember-
kid in the gym for the last 15
Exactly.
years.
And I remember whenever Aiden was in 8th grade and I was coaching Aiden, and Gavin would be in there being, excuse my language, but a little shithead sometimes because that's how Gavin liked to be with Aiden. But now Gavin's all grown up. He's, 6'1" and still has to gain some balance, but he's getting stronger and growing up, and it's just so cool to think about how long we've been around those kids and how much fun it's been to see them grow up. And there's a bunch of kids on here now. Everyone, on the team that is there and has made the team, we've either coached or coached against now. So.
And my favorite part about this team is everybody can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can run a play and you can put anybody in any position. Like, obviously you have some guys who are going to handle the ball.
For
You're
sure.
going to have some guys who are going to have to guard the big guys.
But
like,
there's a lot of Swiss Army knives. They can do a ton of different stuff. You can put them at the 1, put them at the 2, put them
the
at
starting
the 3.
5 right now is probably Foster Needling. And in junior high, he was the biggest kid on the team, and I had him running point guard because he was the best option. He has such good hands. He can dribble well enough. He has really good vision, and he can pass well.
Mm-hmm.
And so doing that has led him to be a really solid piece, and where you can just
For sure.
have him do
and he's added
multiple
a shot.
things.
He's added a little bit of a shot the last year, which has made it easier for us to run some more of our stuff. I mean, I'm not going to get too deep into our stuff, but, him being able to shoot and space the floor makes it harder for them to just sit a 5 in the paint. And so when you've got multiple guys on the floor and you add Caleb and you add Graydon, who that's their specialty, it adds a lot of spacing. And then, like you said, Foster was the point guard, so you'll catch Foster throwing nice passes. You'll catch Leon when he comes in throwing nice passes. Aiden just tears the floor up because he sees it so well. So when you've got teams attracted to those people who have put in work on their game, it makes it a lot easier for a coach to be able to put in a game plan or sets or continuities and have an idea of what he wants to do. And I've talked about it a lot recently with different people. It's been fun to see the evolution of putting in our offense and seeing these guys start to learn it and like to run it. Like, they love to run it. They love to set up different plays and run different sets, and they all do a really good job of kind of subbing in and out and running different spots. And we're still learning. We haven't played a game yet. We play our first game tomorrow night, but just to think about where we are, not having played a game yet, and looking at everybody running different spots, it's kind of impressive. They're making some mistakes still, but it is what it is. They're doing a pretty good job, and I'm extremely excited looking at, being our first game is tomorrow. We're going to get to see a freshman, a JV, and a varsity game. So tune into that at Chester. I'm sure the freshman game's at 5, right? Probably.
Yeah. You got to take 2 different buses just to get the freshmen there on time.
Oh, yep. Yep, and I'm driving my car. I ain't riding no bus.
On this AJ team, one more thing.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of guys on this team that are, like we said, are dogs, but there's guys who just bring hope and bring energy and bring life and aren't party poopers. They don't suck the energy out of stuff. They're not too cool to do the dirty work.
Yeah.
Like, from Aiden down, because Aiden's point guard, he's been 3-year varsity starter pretty much. He's the one who's taking the charges. He's the one who's willing to dive on the floor. He's the one who's going to get in the paint and give it up. So he's the one who's going to guard the best player. Like, he starts and he's like, I'm willing to do anything, and that gets passed down. And I've always said about Caleb, he gives hope. Like, obviously he can shoot, but he's still working on his game, adding different things and getting stronger and getting bigger and getting more touch around the rim and getting inside a little more.
A little bit of a handle.
But what he is doing is he brings that energy, he brings that joy, and all of a sudden it's almost he's got that just slight bit of like that Curry edge where once he hits that one,
Yeah.
and then he hits that 2,
Yeah.
and he hits 3, and then 4, and like
And
you
now
just never know.
everybody else is open.
Yep,
Yeah.
and then everybody's running at him. He's making the extra pass and giving it to
He's
somebody
not selfish,
else. And if they come off him when he gives it up, he's calling for it back and he's hitting it wherever he's at.
Yeah. I played with Jake Parr, and he made a lot of us look a lot better than we were. And Caleb does that same thing, and it's kind of cool to watch. So, I've got plenty of stories I could tell of the summer, but, just so excited. Like he said, it's like a little flurry, you know what I mean? All of a sudden you could be down or the energy could be, a certain way for the other team, and he just hits one, and it's like, oh, God. Okay, let's run a play for him real quick. Let's see if he's, let's see what's going on real quick. Yeah. And then, there's 2, and now, like, everybody else is open. Graydon hits one. Aiden gets an and one, drives to the basket. Leon drives, dishes it to Foster. Like, Zay will get in a passing lane and go get a steal, You bring in some of those sophomore guards, they're going to hit a 3 in the corner, Landon Boyd will take it to the rim and get an and one or something, So there's just a ton of guys who can bring energy, and it all starts with Caleb, really. I mean, being honest.
And, having guys like Dawson and Zay who are, just out there to cause chaos and be
and they're amazing at
demons
it.
and
They're amazing at it.
put their heads down, get to the rim, go get those loose balls, box out, and play up in position, because really they should be, 1s and 2s in reality, but they're playing up. They're playing big because nobody really has a position. And
Dawson,
AJ's not giant, but they all have size and they have
That's
strength
what I was about
and
to say.
athleticism.
Dawson's not the tallest, but he brings more energy than anyone I've ever met. It's like, he's going to listen to this, but God, it's amazing to be around, dude. He's so funny, like being in practice around him, and he truly is our energy. I mean, he brings it all the time, and, there's rarely a day where he's not bringing it. So when you've got guys and seniors like that, bring the hope, bring the energy, Aiden brings the grit, some guys bring a little swag, which you need sometimes. Like, it really, it brings hope for a really fun season ahead, wins and losses aside. It's definitely going to be fun, so.
Especially if we can get to February and crank out a couple wins in regionals.
For sure. Make it interesting.
Get a good, win some games early, get a good, better seeding.
For sure.
In regionals, that'll always help. But like he said, this year is, I think this is their, maybe not the peak, but like I feel like this is like that really nice mix because like I said, those seniors bring a lot of grit and a lot of grind and a lot of strength and athleticism and just willing to
and they
not
deserve
be
it.
selfish.
They deserve it. They've put in a lot of work.
They all work. All of them
went through a lot of tough seasons the last couple of years, so they definitely deserve it.
And then I know I've always believed it, and I feel like Blake does too now, but KG has a chance to be like special.
Yeah.
And I don't want to toot his horn too much, but I've only met a few kids like him, and he is different. He is special. He's got to stay out of his own way. And
For sure.
I believe in him, and I believe in his talent, and I believe that he's been unselfish and played for the team. Just wait for the day he starts to play a little selfish and gets to do it all himself.
That's why he deserves a little bit of this. It's like he's never once put. Sometimes he makes some stupid decisions, and he'll listen to this and hear that. But it's like he never once put himself above anyone else or anything like that. He's very good about including everybody else. And I think for any of you kids listening, it's like listen to your coaches, man, because he does a great job even after he messes up of just listening to coach. And if you want to get better, you want to truly have a chance, I feel like he's always listened to you. I watch him listen to Cham, so that's a great quality to have. And it also, just as everything else we've talked about, trickles through the entire team. When your best player's listening, when Aiden's listening and asking questions, that stuff, it really kind of everybody starts to do it. So it's nice to be around. It's awesome. Which kind of leads us, like, I guess it doesn't lead us into the next thing, but the next thing was going to be talking about after this year. And so after this year, rather than talking about next year's team and Caleb's senior year and Leon's senior year, we want to talk about the shot clock, just to kind of spice it up a little bit, not sit here and talk about AJ's team since the season hasn't started yet. There's no telling what could happen. We play our first game tomorrow, so we'll kind of get a feel for what's going on and where we are, and we're really excited. But, there's no telling with what will happen through the course of a season. I've had tons of seasons where you start one starting lineup and different guys are playing, and they're doing great, and they're getting minutes. And so, Just kind of like tooting all those guys' horn and how much work they've put in. But we are going to move into the shot clock, and it's a 35-second one, which to me is crazy. But
35-second.
I get it, but
it only half resets on I think
kickball.
it's kickball
Yeah.
and shooting fouls or something.
It wouldn't be shooting
or fouls.
It'd
Just
be
out of bounds foul. No,
Well, what is it when an offensive rebound?
it used to. For college and NBA, it's offensive rebound, but it's not.
Okay.
So I think it's just fouls. So I
Yeah.
think it'd be on the floor
Baseline
fouls,
out of bounds, yeah.
sideline baseline
So,
fouls.
and would it? I mean, I haven't looked into it, but say like there's a foul at 24 seconds. It's not. It's staying at 24 seconds, right? It's not going back to 35. Because if it's at 7
it would be
and
at 25.
really,
It would reset to 25.
Okay.
I think
because I know like if it's at 7 and I kick it, it's gonna go back to 25.
But yeah, if it was at like 28, I'm pretty sure it would just stay at 28.
Gotcha. That makes sense. See, and I was thinking 14 is what it would reset to because that isn't it 14 when it's a 24-second shot clock?
Yes, it goes to 14.
Okay, so it would be 35-second shot clock, and it would reset to 25 after if it was under 25.
Mm-hmm.
We're finding it here. Excuse us. We're like we said, we're not well prepared. We're just excited to talk and having a lot of fun. You know, sometimes you get into the season and stuff starts to drag, but right now we're both kind of in that groove where we're enjoying a ton of stuff and just kind of wanted to get in here and talk about our guys, you know, toot everybody's hard working horn. Everybody's doing good. Everybody's having fun. Feel like the energy's up.
So
He's still
it'll stop the shot clock and reset to 20 seconds.
20 seconds sounds a little better. Either way, it's a lot of time, and I don't have anything against it because I feel like high school kids definitely need more time, but my favorite part about it is thinking about the game plan changes and the different stuff that coaches will, there's a ton of different things we could go into, but even as a player that, I loved playing, if I would have had a shot clock, that shot clock gets to 5 or 6 seconds and I got the ball, I'm creating something. I'm not saying I'm about to shoot a step back three, but I'm creating something. And sometimes when there's no shot clock, coaches are able to be like, all right, there's nothing going on. Let's pull it out and run something different. And when there is a shot clock, it makes the game a lot faster and it makes the players have to think a lot faster and figure out things. And sometimes it could lead to ugly gameplay, but it's sports. Sports, go through that like it happens. So I think adding a shot clock is phenomenal. And I wish it was a little 25 seconds, you know what I mean? Resetting to 15, like that'd be great. But it's going to be fun and it's going to be a big change. And there's going to be a lot of different things coaches will do and plays they'll run with 7 seconds left and 2 for 1 and 3 for 2 situations, all those different things
It looks like from what so stop the shot clock and reset to 20 seconds or time remaining on the shot clock, whichever is greater, when there is a personal or technical foul committed by the defensive team, there is a kicked or fisted ball by violation by the defensive team, there is an inadvertent whistle.
For you guys that don't know, you
player in
cannot
team
punch
position.
the ball. You cannot. That's what the fisting the ball is. You can't punch it. It's just like kicking it.
The other one, stop
Tap
the
it.
shot clock and reset to 20 seconds when the offense gains control of the ball anywhere on the court after an unsuccessful field goal attempt that contacts the ring or flange. So that does mean offensive rebounds will have a partial reset. Offense gains control of the ball anywhere on the court after an unsuccessful free throw that remains in play.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is assessed with a foul. It'll go to partial. Cause ball to be out of bounds in the front court.
Yeah. I mean, really the only thing that sucks
So-
about this is having to get somebody to run it and that you can
Yeah.
trust to run it. But there's people that do it, Tiger, for example, he's done it for the college.
He
I
does it
mean,
at the college. We were talking about that the other day. He's probably gonna have to do it for them next
Yeah.
year. But so it seems like they ended up working out the rules to be a little bit better. From what I was reading originally, and I didn't actually see it on IHSA.
we could have been completely wrong. Who knows?
It was probably just made up. Somebody just kind
Satire,
of
yeah.
guessing. But according to this, it'll be basically normal shot clock type rules with a 35-second shot clock and a 20-second reset on, same thing as most leagues. There might be a few little rules that might be different, but
I'm sure there will be a ton of mess ups.
and it's all going to be brand new to everybody. But besides like the actual rules of it, how do you think it's going to affect the game?
Well, like I was kind of just trying to chit chat while you were finding it. I mean, first and foremost, as a player, when the shot clock gets to 5 seconds, if you got the ball, I mean, now instead of just having 4 different occasions in the game where you have to like pay attention to the clock winding down, it's every single possession. And so I'm not hating on any kids, it's the last thing I'd do, but there's a ton of kids, and even myself until probably my junior or senior year, couldn't pay attention to the clock. There's so much going on during the game, you're not even looking up. So I think now adding a shot clock, that makes all of the players, not junior high kids, but high school kids, they all have to figure out how to pay attention during the game, more than just to the coach or more than just to the referee or to their team. Like, you've got to be able to look up at the scoreboard. And I know there's a ton of kids that I've coached and even played with that never once. I mean, I can't tell you how many times this year in our junior high games kids have, been dribbling the ball when the clock goes out. And it's like, bro, you didn't hear everyone yelling, shoot it.
Like,
So
what do you think everybody was yelling at? You're dribbling so good. Like, no, but I mean, just from my experience playing with a shot clock in college, it was a 30-second shot clock with a 20-second reset, so it was pretty similar. But there is sometimes, especially, playing in college it's only halves, but playing that end of the half, end of the quarter game, trying to get the 2-for-1s. That way you can get, the extra possession with the shot clock turned off, having the last shot type things. There'll be a lot more of that kind of a thing.
Or if you're Chris Paul or LeBron, you're going for the 3, minute 15. That's a little more advanced, but some coaches like to think like that.
Fourth quarter, it's going to change how you foul, when you have to foul, when you need to foul.
No team can just run a delay of gameplay for 5 minutes at the end of the fourth quarter.
You're not going to have the teams holding the balls up at the top of the key anymore. Seeing these
playing monkey in the middle,
15 to 10 games, they're all free throws. It's
you
like
have to play basketball now. You can't, and I know some people don't want to hear that, and that's why I say it so like hostile. But it's like, you can't just slow down and not play because you can't compete. You have to play the game. Like, you have to be able to guard. You have to be able to score. You have to be able to put the ball in the basket and keep the other team from doing so, which is in turn going to make it a lot more exciting. It will, screw it up a little bit sometimes, but 35 seconds is plenty enough time. I mean, 8-minute quarters, 35 seconds, like that's – if a team was to hold the ball until the end of the shot clock and then the other team held the ball to the end of the shot clock, well, you just wasted an entire minute. And you could do that 8 times, so that's like 16 possessions. So the games could still be slow, and but I think that the shot clock is great. I think it's fantastic, and I love it. And I would argue with anyone about it that doesn't like it, because
it's the same way we both kind of feel about people sitting in zone, especially in junior high, just sitting in a 2-3 the whole time. You're not teaching your kids anything. You're not teaching them how to play basketball. You're just trying to win a couple junior high games. It's like, let's teach these kids how to play basketball, and that's what the shot clock does. It makes you, like you said, have to pay attention to the clock every possession. You have to look up. You have to know your surroundings. You have to listen to coach. You have to know where you're at, time, score, situation. So
you might have to understand that, hey, there's 3 seconds going out, and I'm guarding the best player who doesn't have the ball. I probably shouldn't help. Like, we'll live with that kid shooting that fadeaway rather than me helping and him kicking it out to a Caleb Gore for 3 at the end of the shot clock. You know what I mean? So it's different. It's a lot of different things that go into it. Coaching-wise, thinking about it. Players thinking about it. Like, even the referees are going to have to adjust, and the scores table is going to have to adjust. But I always asked in high school, why don't we have a shot clock? You know what I mean? Because I love the shot clock. I was that guy that hit some crazy shots, and so just to think about the extra shots I would get up, like, even as a player, that sounds selfish. But sometimes when the shot goes down to 5 seconds, I can guarantee you a lot of coaches are going to have a play designated to get their best player the ball, because that's who you want to shoot a crazy shot. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that would be – I always asked why there wasn't a shot clock, because I wanted to make some of those crazy-looking shots, kind of like what Fabi made the other night, So,
those are always fun.
It makes it a lot more fun. It makes the game more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way that, NBA All-Star tried to do, like, the, countdown scoring, going to a score. That way, every quarter matters. You're trying to play to something. Same way you do in pickup, playing to 15. Someone's always going to hit a game winner. Yeah. That's kind of what the shot clock kind of does. Like, someone's on, if you use it, you could have someone always hit a buzzer beater. But when I was in high school, we had we had gotten lights for the backboards, and
remember
within
that.
3 months they were destroyed.
Yeah.
So we'll see how all the technology does and how it holds up with all of the
Yeah.
old stuff that all these Southern Illinois gyms have.
Yeah.
So
For sure. Our gym is old.
Well-
If you're in our gym when it's quiet and you're just by yourself and the lights can be on or off, it don't matter, but it sounds like somebody's walking on the roof above you. And like when I'm in there working out with kids over the summer, like they'll just stop in the middle of the workout and be like, and I'm like, it's nothing. It's made out of wood, so it
It's
just
old.
creaks.
creaks.
Yeah.
It's gonna move.
Yep.
But
So,
all right, shot clock is a good thing.
Yep.
We both like it. We are both for it.
green light.
We're
Let it fly.
excited to.
Let it fly.
And, for basketball nerds, it's all the extra little stuff.
Mhm.
All the extra plays you're gonna run and extra sets you're gonna put in just for those situations.
Yeah.
The nerds are gonna love that.
Yeah, and the fans will like the high scoring. Some. The older fans won't, but
Yeah.
defense. So.
Yeah. All right. We are 40 minutes
gotta-
in, and we got through 4 topics.
Oh, we're doing fantastic.
And we have.
We'll get through this other stuff quick. Victor, let's just move right into it. We're talking about the league.
We're gonna go into the NBA
Yep.
and some of our hot takes.
Yeah, let's
So,
talk about Victor first, dude.
These are some of the young guys we really believe in. Obviously, when we say Victor, we're talking about
He loves Victor. Let me say that. He's been talking about Victor for the last 4 years. I mean, there was a one-on-one that was posted more than 4 years. It's been like probably 6 or 7. It's been a while now.
No, I remember seeing Wemby as
There was a
the
clip with Rudy
13-year-old,
Gobert.
like, and whenever he was 16 against Rudy, saucing him up, and it's like, holy cow, this kid's bigger
Amazing.
than him,
Yeah.
and he's got touch, and he's dribbling and shooting threes, and now
against
now
the
he's this
DPOY.
7'7" freak of nature who can do everything. It's like, I keep telling all my buddies, like, I'm a Spurs fan now. Like, when the Spurs are on and Wemby's healthy, I'm going to turn it on because you're going to see something you've never seen before. Like, this is an alien playing basketball.
I don't remember the last time I saw a guy dribbling down the floor in his offhand, like that's that tall, go to shoot a step back, and the defender jump and him pump fake, throw it to the guy, and then cut to the basket and catch a lob from like the free throw line that was like nobody else could get to. But at the same time, he would have hit that three if he would have shot it. So
I mean, the dude is averaging. He's second in rebounds with basically 13. He's losing to Jokic by 0.1.
he was also a
Blocks.
freak.
He's got 3.6 blocks per game. Second is Isaiah Stewart with 2.1.
How many games in are we?
Well, let's see. Standings, we're 16, 18-ish.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, I mean, the dude is an animal. I mean,
And an alien.
and an alien. I bet he's probably up there on steals.
He's just got to
too,
stay
but-
healthy. He got to
Yeah,
stay
that's-
healthy.
I mean, right now he's out with some injury, and so that's the thing about any of these 7-footers, those big guys. It's really hard to stay healthy when you're that big.
Yep.
It is.
It's nothing new. There's been tall guys come in and get hurt. Chet got hurt right off the bat, ended up being great. Kevin Durant went through plenty of injuries. He's been great. Jason Tatum is not as tall, but he's pretty tall and does a lot of the same stuff. And he's been hurt, and I'm sure he'll come right back, ready to go whenever he's done with his rehab. So.
And the thing about Wemby is he could win Depoy every single year.
Paparazzi.
He could win Depoy every single year. He could be MVP for the next 20 years. Or, I don't want to even say it out loud. He's big. It could go downhill.
Yep.
With just a couple injuries.
It's scary. So.
But we want to watch Wemby play for the next 20 years. That's what we want. It'll make basketball better.
Yep. Him and Coop. Let's move on to Coop. Cooper, dude.
He's had it.
The flag.
It's been tough.
It has.
It's been rough. I won't be.
They tried to throw my guy at the one. I mean, come on, dog. Not that he can't create, but this is the league, and you're trying to throw him in at the one.
No, when you have a Kyrie and an AD on your roster, and I think obviously Kyrie hasn't played at all. AD played
ACL
5
or
games.
it's an ACL, right?
Yeah. And so they've won. The Dallas Mavericks have won 5 games as of the 24th of November. They are not good. they were built for Luka, and without having a Kyrie to create and trying to run Cooper at the one as a rookie, like it's just not going to work.
They brought in the other guy as their point guard, and Cooper's done a lot better, but that guy has suffered. I don't know if you've seen his clips, but he's suffered a little bit.
We are excited for Cooper, and he is. He's not a face of the league type of talent. Like
I don't think so, no.
But
he is very young still. Brandon Williams. That's the guy for the
He is one of those guys
Dallas
that Cooper is the guy that you want to show all your players watch Cooper flag highlights, because he's not just going to go ISO. He's not just going to, shoot threes.
He'll do a little more of it now since he's in the league, obviously.
But he does everything.
Sure.
The kid is a dog.
And he's
the
passionate.
youngest player in the league. He went
Yeah.
#1 overall as the
Yeah.
youngest guy in the draft
Yeah.
for a
He's
reason.
passionate.
He loves the game, and he plays hard on defense. Like, and not just, fake hard. Like, the dude's trying to stop you.
He doesn't want you to score. Like
he does not care who you are.
Yeah.
He is going to try and stop you. Like, he got dunked on by Wemby multiple times trying to stop him. He tried to go up against Wemby multiple times because the dude does not care. Like, he's going to try it.
Yep.
And I love it. I love the dog.
Yep. Let's move on to the guy that we knew it was going to happen. I mean, how long have we been saying Cade Cunningham was going to be good? And we even said it in our pod with Braden, playing 2K on the TV.
Yep. I'm pretty sure. I think I took the Pistons.
13 in points per game, right? Yeah. 13 in points per game right now.
13 and 27 points a game. And the Pistons are first in the East right now. Yeah. They're by far the best team in the East right now.
Cade is crazy.
Cade's rise is insane.
It's kind of cool to see a lot of these different players that are starting to really learn to use the different pace in their body. Because Cade is one of those guys where it almost seems like he's not ever playing 100%. But in reality, he's just really using angles in his body and pace. And Shea does that, and Luka does that. And I just feel like there's a lot more players coming into the league like Cade that are excelling because they're learning how to play Jokic. You know what I mean? Like, so I love Cade's game.
And then there's Jalen Duren, who's just a dog.
Yeah.
He's rebounding everything. He's basically like a little Dwight Howard.
He's been waiting for his time, for a while. He's been.
And they got other guys, Thompson. They got Duncan Robinson's coming in there shooting the lights out. Like, they've got a really solid foundation. Jaden Ivey's been back and playing better, so like there's a foundation there that's really fun, and Cade's the snake of it.
Mm-hmm. The first time I ever figured out who Jaden Ivey was whenever that dude from the Pistons was getting in his face during the Rising Stars game. He got all serious. I forgot that. Oh, Benedict Mathurin. Mm-hmm. I had no idea who Jaden Ivey was before that. I'm not gonna lie. Maxey?
Tyrese Maxey, #2 in points per game right now. 33 points a game. He just dropped 54 the other night. He's keeping the 76ers afloat. Like, Joel Embiid's been hurt and trash. Paul George has been hurt and trash. VJ Edgecombe was really good to start. Shooting slump happens. He's a rookie, but he's been really special too. But Tyrese Maxey is proving that he can be a face of the franchise type guard. Like, he can be that next AI. If I
never really saw that. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I didn't either. Like, I remember seeing him in Kentucky and be like, I mean, he's obviously an NBA player.
Yeah.
But
he's exploded the last 2 years, especially
he
this year.
took that Shea leap. Like, it's like, Shea's not supposed to be this good.
What's Drew Hanlon got these guys on, dude?
Dude, all these Kentucky guards, bro, they just pop out and start showing out. But yeah,
Maxey's been great. That. We're not going to talk about all of his stats, but if you want some flair, go watch him for sure. Giddey, keeping the Bulls alive. I mean,
Josh Giddey's I don't even want to say anything too positive about him, but
he's a great dude.
He's basically just like a triple-double, or like he's basically always on the edge of a triple-double. It seems like he's the guy who's like always 2 rebounds off, an assist off. Maybe it's the one night he doesn't score enough. But he is keeping the Bulls afloat. And, they went on multiple hot streaks and a couple cold streaks as well, but it's been fun to see Josh Giddey step up, and I think let's go back to the stats. It is. Yeah, Josh Giddey is third in assists per game at almost 10. He's at 9.7. So he's definitely keeping them afloat and being that creator.
What star plays on the Bulls? Any you think about it. He's diamond. He's really setting guys up. You know what I mean? He's not just hitting the star player for 5 assists a game, or he's really setting guys up, and that's what Josh Giddey does when you watch him play. Honestly, so.
I've always been a fan of Josh Giddey.
Me too. I'm glad he found a spot too. Not that OKC wasn't working, but it just kind of went downhill. So I'm glad that he's really thriving now. You can talk on Knueppel real quick because I know you want to. So tell me what you think.
Con Knueppel, another me that
Duncan Robinson.
If I had two good feet and a good back, and I would have ever lifted a weight, and but no,
Matt lived in Southern Illinois.
But seeing guys like this that are they look like your typical white guy, just being straight up.
Yeah.
But the dude went to Duke and balled out.
Mm-hmm.
Having Cooper and and Con come out here and show out for the white boys. White boys coming up nowadays, and when's the last time that you saw multiple white guys come out of the draft and you're like, wow,
they're dogging right now.
They're actually dogs, and Con's shooting 40-something%. He's he's already made 60-something threes through the 15 games or whatever. Like, the dude's just shooting lights out,
and that's what he's been
playing point guard and doing other stuff. And the Hornets suck, but having him and Ryan Cockburner, who's like a real big guy, that's
47% is nuts.
Oh, he's shooting. And
when you think about it,
he's
labeled to be able to shoot, which, honestly, coming from a shooter makes it harder sometimes to live up to that, especially, I'm sure, in the league, coming in being labeled just a shooter or a great shooter. Now he's exceeding the expectations, and he probably won't keep up 47% for the entire year, but still that's crazy to think about. So OKC.
You think they can break the record? You think they can get 73-9?
I don't even want to talk about that. Do you think they're going to defend the title? I mean, I don't want them to break the 73-9 record.
That's why I asked you that question.
I don't want them to.
All right, but I do believe they can.
I think so too.
I mean, they're so Jalen
deep.
J-Dub, like Jalen Williams.
Which one?
The small forward from Santa Clara, but he hasn't even played yet, and they're still 15-1, whatever.
Wiping people.
I mean, 17-1. Sorry, they're on a 9-game win streak. They are dogging people. It's a 16.9 point differential.
That's what I was about to look at.
The next closest is the Nuggets and Rockets at 10, and I'd say
they're winning every game.
I'd say those are your 3 best teams in the league are all in the West, and it's Thunder, Nuggets, Rockets, in my opinion, with the Pistons right behind them. Mm-hmm. And then, OKC is just a mile ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
Shea is like that. He's probably the best guard.
Unless he's shooting half-court shots.
He's probably – I mean, he's the best guard since Steph Curry for sure. I don't think that's even a question. I love Luka, but – the consistency that Shea has and the wiggle, he's putting up Michael Jordan type guard numbers. Guards don't do what Shea does.
Yep.
It's finishing in the paint, making those mid-range, playing defense, leading in steals, having his team
using his body. You know what I mean? It's a lot to use your body that much during and he does it willingly, almost like it doesn't hurt.
And it all starts on the defensive end, because you just know when you're playing OKC, they're just going to be dogging you, and they're going to be in your face, touching everything, getting every ball and getting all up on you and making you feel them.
I want to go to an OKC game.
Yeah,
all the barking and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, they're crazy. And I was in OKC. I was always an OKC fan when Kevin Durant was there, and so that arena has always been my favorite arena to watch a game
Chesapeake?
in.
Is that what
Chesapeake
it is?
is
Chesapeake?
What it was. It might be something different now.
I think it's still Chesapeake. I could be wrong.
OKC is like that.
The old stars, our guys, KD, Steph, Braun. Who else is old and still playing? Russ, Chris Paul.
Yeah,
all
Chris
those
Paul
guys.
is done. But what I wanted to talk about is Lakers 12-4, Rockets 10-4. Warriors are 9-9. They lost a couple games recently. but they're all on teams with chances.
Yep.
Like, especially LeBron and, LeBron and KD are in the best situations right now, but Steph's been putting up 40
He's
pieces like it's
balling
nothing.
out,
Like, he's
dude.
going to break
Am I a kid
break
again?
Michael Jordan's 40-point game,
That's what I'm saying.
over 30 or whatever. Like,
I don't get to watch as much of the games, but there's nothing better than waking up the next morning and just seeing like Steph hit 9 threes and he like was pointing at Draymond while one of them was going. It's like, bro, is it 2025 or is it 2018,
2015 again?
2015? Like,
Did he
Jesus
just-
Christ.
did he just cross half court and beat the Thunder again? Like, not this again. No,
Yeah.
please.
The 63 pieces started against Portland a couple of years ago. Like,
They've got a little
Jesus.
turmoil, and I think
For sure.
if they can make it to January, February without falling apart, they have enough pieces to go make a couple moves, and just like they did with Jimmy last year, bring in what they need to fix it, and then just go and run with it. Because you have Steph and Jimmy and Draymond who can carry the boat. They just need a little bit of youth and help. LeBron coming into the league leading scorer with Luka. Austin Reeves, who's dropping 50 pieces, like he's averaging 22 and 7.
With swag.
Like these guys are out here hooping, and you just adding LeBron James in here. So it's like LeBron's just
LeBron
in that
Ramon James.
good situation. They have a real center in Ayton. He's not a great center, but he's a real center.
He is what Luka and LeBron need, though. No offense to AD. Like, AD was great, too, and obviously they won a championship. But it's like, if Luka's going to be there shooting the ball as much as he lets it fly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need a guy like Ayton who's just going to clean it up and be there for a pick-and-roll lob or, kind of put some pressure on the rim, on the defensive end. So
And I'd say the Rockets are the third best team in the league. With that big lineup, obviously they're missing Fred VanVleet, but
we love Alpi, though.
Alperen Sengun
Alpi
is
Sengun, baby.
He is so good, and Jabari Smith
one.
is shooting.
He's
like
another
that.
one though, like a Luka and a Nikola, that it's like he might just lull you to sleep and play really slow the entire game, and then bump you real hard time and spin and shoot like a little hook shot or something. So, but
Sengun has really stepped up his game. Jabari Smith is playing defense and shooting
learning
really
how to
well.
shoot.
Amen Thompson's taking another lead, basically playing point guard for them. They're playing Steven Adams. Like you said, is it 2015
Yeah.
or is it
Yeah.
2025? Like
They're playing
starting.
Aquaman.
They're playing a 7-footer, a 7-footer, a 7-footer, a 7-footer, and a 6'7" guy. Like, what is going on? But
It's crazy.
that super big lineup is also shooting like 30% from. 38% from 3.
Yep.
So when you have that big a line, and then getting like 43% of offensive rebounds or something crazy like that, like
It's kind of like what we talked about the high school and junior high basketball when you're letting in teams get rebounds. It's like, Jesus, the Houston Rockets are just getting a rebound and kicking it back out and just shoot another 3. We're gonna get it.
Shoot
Don't
it
worry
again.
about it. Shoot it again.
shoot it again, shoot it.
Oh,
But no,
Let's
so
go over here. Go on a 3.
Getting to see these 3, shoot. Hearing LeBron and Steph talk about how they're not going to play in the Olympics next time.
It's
like,
sad, dude. Katie said he's balling out no matter what.
Kevin don't care.
He gonna
He
play
don't-
till he's 50.
He don't got no woman. He ain't got
Yeah.
no kids. He's just here to hoop. He's
Yeah.
on this earth to hoop.
Just play basketball and give us mythical buckets.
And so, he'll probably be there, but
No Steph, no Bron.
that's if he's healthy.
Yeah.
So that's what 2-3 years from now. So
Yeah.
we got Olympics this summer.
If
and
you
then
haven't
2 years
listened-
after that'll be, or we have World Cup this
Yeah,
summer. Then
I
2
was about to
years will
say.
be Olympics. So we got basically 3 years until then.
If you haven't listened to the Steve Nash Mind the Game podcast with Bron and Steph, go do it. Go listen to that stuff. That stuff's really good.
All right, our old guys. Now we're going in. This is definitely your topic, but
Listen,
I'll definitely add in.
I just added this topic because I thought we wouldn't make it to where we are, but we're an hour in, so we can just kind of like go through it really quickly, and then when Ben edits this, if he wants to put clips, he can. But I just wanted to talk about weird NBA tendencies because I know a lot of like basketball junkies listen to this, and even our high school guys, and I feel like a lot of our high school and junior high kids would get a kick out of this. So it's like, if you guys want to, go on TikTok or go on YouTube or go on wherever and look up some of these weird NBA tendencies. But first off, let's start with J Huff. I mean, the dude dunks it backwards every time he gets a chance. I mean, we watched a clip on TikTok before we started this of him dunking backwards off of lobs, off the baseline, people standing there. So definitely Jay Huff. He's got a weird NBA tendency. Josh Hart, if you ever watch a Knicks game, Josh Hart will dribble down the entire floor like with the ball just in his left hand. And then he'll finish the layup. It was the awkward foot, wasn't it?
Yeah, he'll shoot right hand, right foot layups after dribbling with his left hand on the right side of the floor the whole time.
Down the middle.
Down the middle, down the left, down the right. He's dribbling with his left, and he's finishing left,
bump.
right with his right hand. So he can bump off with his left.
Yeah,
It's
it's actually pretty cool, but like
it's awkward, and you don't notice it until you notice it. And then once you see it,
you're laughing at it.
What is going on right now?
Any coach, old school coach, would see that and flip out, but it works for him. So if you get a chance, look at that. I'm going to let you talk about this one because this one's all you. I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't done it, but this one's all you.
The Neesmith shooter tab.
Aaron Neesmith.
Aaron Neesmith loves to catch it and get that little shooter tab. Like, you got to tap that toe.
You got your feet set already, you're a right-hand shooter. So, like, as soon as your feet are on the ground, you go to shoot it. It's like one more little tap. Like, it's like a rhythm tap.
I didn't quite like that tab.
I didn't like the way my feet were set. Let me pick it up and put it back
it's just that extra little,
it's kind of like when baseball players are like,
yeah.
So
yeah, I definitely do a little bit of that. Maybe not he'd be double and triple tapping that thing.
Yeah,
he'd be out there
giving you a chance to close out. I didn't know about this one until we actually watched it. But Ron Holland running. If you ever watch a game and you see Ron Holland, just watch how he runs, whether he's dribbling or not. It's like
he'd be running straight back with a neck
up and everything.
Arms barely moving.
And then I talked about this one earlier because we mentioned Shea. I did not know this until I saw it. Shea cannot shoot a half-court shot, and it's, like, not even close. Like, sometimes he'll shoot it, and it almost looks like the goal was actually, like, 300 feet away, and it's, like, really, really short. And then the next time he'll shoot one from, like, a couple feet behind half, and it'll hit the top left corner of the backboard. So it's, like, maybe that's why he's so good in the mid-range, just because, like, he's right next to the basket. But, I mean, go look at some of those. You got Jay Huff, Josh Hart, Neesmith, Aaron Neesmith, and Ron Holland, and Shea. Like, those are some weird tendencies. And there's plenty of other mannerisms and tendencies you can find all over YouTube and all over TikTok. But
we're an hour in. We appreciate everybody listening so far. We're actually going to do a callback to our video with Braden. We ended up picking NBA teams. It was been part 2 of that video. Actually, I think episode 3 officially. But we had a lot of fun picking NBA teams. We all got to pick 10 teams, and I'm just going to kind of go over our standings as of 11/23. These are not fully updated. By the time you watch this, it'll be probably a couple of weeks from now. It's going to be way different. But as of right now,
it's the 24th today.
As of yesterday on here, we'll start with Blake. Blake's got the Rockets, Knicks, Clippers, Magic, Mavs, Heat, Pelicans, Sixers, Pacers, Nets, for a total of 66 wins. I have the Nuggets, Lakers, Pistons, Spurs, Celtics, Grizzlies, Trailblazers, Raptors, Wizards, Jazz, and I have a total of 86 wins. Braden has OKC, Cavs, T-Wolves, Warriors, Bucks, Hawks, Kings, Bulls, Suns, Hornets. And he has a total of 91 wins. So Braden is about to win another thing.
Basically, I'm getting my ass whooped.
Yeah, Braden's just the luckiest, unlucky person you'll ever meet in your life. Like, one year he'd get completely screwed, get killed, the next year he's just going to win everything. You just never know.
And $10,000 on top of it.
Yep, and then go gamble win too. But that's a lot of fun.
We always enjoy doing this. It's probably something we'll do for the rest of our lives now, honestly. Just hit each other up and ask, hey, who you want this year?
Who we taking?
Yep.
And we'll double check it. We add some extra points for MVPs and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think I had a Luka take. Who did you take for? You took Curry for MVP?
Oh, yeah, I took Curry for MVP.
Yeah,
I'm ride or die.
We ain't getting that point.
I'm ride or die.
Who'd you take for a champion?
The Warriors, I think. No, I don't. I really don't think I chose them. I don't remember.
I'll have that written down.
I'd have to look it up on the. I don't remember though.
This was fun. I had a lot of fun. Like I said, we weren't super prepared, but we wanted to keep
Still
recording stuff, keep getting stuff out. An hour of just hoops talk.
Yeah.
Us talking
And
hoops.
we appreciate all the love. I don't know how much he's heard from people, but I go to practice and the players talk about it and they ask me about it. You know, the coaches will ask or talk about how much they loved listening to it. Even our junior high players today asked about it. I sent a Snapchat out before this started. One of our junior high players slid up on it and was like, "Is this another episode of Ball or Believe Ball Become?" And I'm like, "Yep." So my parents love it. I'm sure his parents love it. People are sharing it on Facebook. And like we said earlier, if you want to be in it, let us know. I'm sure we're going to get
topics. You have ideas.
Yeah.
You have people you'd want us to interview.
Yeah. Just
let us know. Reach out, share, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. This isn't about us, but we want to make it as big as we can for other people, and so we can talk to more and more bigger people, and just learn and gain more wisdom and grow connections and network. And that's really a big part of what life's about, I think, is talking.
I believe that both of our goals is to, build up the community, build up these kids into young men, to, show them how to have a good work ethic, to grind for whatever you believe in, and to, look for people that you can trust in, look for truth. And, it's something we like to talk about a lot is, just grinding it out, doing the best you can, believing in something, having, we like to call, our team's family, and we really believe in that. And we love those boys, and they love us, and you can feel it, and
like
you can
a little
see
brother.
it. You can go watch the game winner if you haven't already, and you can see the love that everybody has, and you can see the pain that it was for Anna to lose, because they love it. They love it just as much as we do too, and we're really excited.
KG was talking today about how he was looking last year at some of his threes he hit, and me and Scooter are on the sideline like bouncing up and down, like looking at each other. Like, I mean, we love it, and what's the point in doing it if you're not excited for these kids and you're not just enjoying it as much as they are? That's the whole entire point. I think back to a lot of times in high school and junior high where I still love the sport, but I was not enjoying it because of all the pressure. Why? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why? Like, enjoy it as much as you can. Learn, be held accountable, but enjoy it.
Yeah, my first year at Northland, one of the best compliments I ever got was my mom telling me she could see the joy that I had, even just sitting on the bench, just like cheering everybody on and being attentive and listening to the coaches. She's like, I can tell that you're really loving this and enjoying it, and and so like, even when you're not getting to play a lot, whenever you have that joy and you bring that energy, it helps. Like, so if you're not the best player, be there for your team, for your brothers, for your boys. Guys can go to practice and hang out and play together. And, if you keep working, one day it will be you on the court with them, out there grinding it out. But
when you look back on it, you're only going to think about the positive things most of the time. So you might as well try to create as many positive memories and thoughts as you can. Just always enjoying it.
Well, we're excited for AJ and their future and their season coming up. We're excited for basically the second half of our season. We still got.
We're going to take a couple little breaks.
We'll still got two
Thanksgiving and a
full
Christmas
months
break
left, but we've already got through almost half our games. So I like the direction we're going in junior high. I like, we talked about all the boys of the high school. Like, there's so much hope for the future there. And I've been enjoying keeping up with the NBA. I haven't had a lot of time to watch.
Neither of us do.
Anytime I do, I've thrown on a couple Wemby games. You get the Curry notification. He just hit a couple threes. You're like, throw the Warriors game on.
Yep.
The Rockets and Nuggets game was, it wasn't even close. And I looked at it again in the fourth quarter, and it was close. And I watched the last 8 minutes, like that kind of thing. And I really enjoy it. I love listening to the podcast about it even more sometimes too. So
every morning when I work out, I listen to a little 20-minute, Jesus, some type of sermon, something that I can kind of start my day off positive, and then the next hour, I'm not gonna lie, is spent listening to Windhorse and all those guys talk about NBA on ESPN. Anytime I can sprinkle in, I will. So if we had a lot more knowledge, I promise we'd talk a little more, but most of the time we're only getting a little bit a day. It's not like we're watching all the games. So
if I was a full-on NBA reporter, I'd have a lot more to give you. And I love a lot of the Ringer stuff, Bill Simmons and all those guys. Jalen and Jacoby got me started into, sports broadcasting and watching that kind of a thing. And so seeing them and, he's working with a guy from Memphis, and that's right down the road from us. You know, we've been to multiple Memphis games. So, well,
yeah,
this was
we
fun.
could talk all day.
So
It
we
ended
could
up
keep
lasting an
going
hour and
another
10
30 minutes
but
if we wanted to, but I
I'm
think
gonna
we're
go to
both
bed.
tired and ready to go home, go to bed. So
we really do appreciate all of it so
yes,
much.
hey, please go like, please go
Yeah.
share, please comment.
We ain't ever asked much of nothing, have we? Come on.
Just
We're
give
chill.
us a like
We're
and
chill.
subscribe. You know,
Or
we're having fun.
Or at least tell us face to face, like, hey, I like that.
yes,
Because
we
that helps
appreciate,
a lot.
dude. That you guys know how much it means when somebody tells you that they appreciate you or thank you. So we
Yeah.
appreciate that stuff too. And so thank you
Yeah.
for watching and listening and sticking it out with us through these long videos. But we hope you're enjoying. If you have ideas, things we need to change, things we need to update, if you have any ideas, like we will not take offense to it. We want to
sure.
hear all the feedback. So thank you for listening to Believe Ball Become. This was episode 5, and shout out, deuces.
Later.